and sing along with me. We are the Eagles on the road to victory. All for one and one for all, we'll answer to the call. We're the greatest team of all. No wonder it's forever. We will always stick together. We will always do our best to see it through for the good old gold and blue. Then sing along with me. We are the Eagles on the road to victory. All for one and one for all, we'll answer to the call. We're the greatest team of all. No wonder it's forever. We will always stick together.
Who are we? We are the Buffaloes. B-U-F-F-A-L-O-E-S. Buffaloes! You go home and get your scannies, I'll go home and get my panties, and away we'll go. Oh, shuffle up the buffalo, shuffle up the buffalo. Oh, buffaloes never die, never die, never die. Oh, buffaloes never die, they simply fade away. How do you do, all your buffaloes? How do you do? How do you do? How do you do, all your buffaloes? How do you do? How do you do? It's the same old street refrain as the buffaloes won the game. How do you do, all your buffaloes? How do you do? They all play a jolly good game of bally-boo. They all play a jolly good game of bally-boo. They all played a jolly good game, but Buffaloes beat them all the same. Inky, pinky, poly-boo. How do you do, all your Buffaloes? How do you do? How do you do? How do you do, all your Buffaloes? How do you do? How do you do? It's the same old street refrain, that's the Buffaloes won the game. How do you do, all your Buffaloes? How do you do? Oh, Buffaloes never die, never die, never die. Oh, buffaloes never die. They simply fade away. They simply fade away. They simply fade away.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to TIO Stadium in Darwin on beautiful Larrakia country for round 7 of the 2021-22 TIO NTFL Women's Premier League competition. Today we've got a great game between Wanderers and Buffettes. My name's Liz Cruz. Joining me in the commentary box, Stu Davis and Heidi Thompson. Welcome, guys. Should be a really good game today for Indigenous round, Heidi.
Yeah, really exciting. I think that it might be a bit of a one-sided affair based on the form that Buffs are bringing into this game, but I'm sure Wanderers will come out firing. They're both wearing their Indigenous strip and it's exciting to see.
Yeah, difficult to see anything but a comfortable Buffs win today, but hopefully we'll see Wanderers start to get into some form as their captain gets first hands on the ball. Sophia Malboy hand passes out there to Darwin, who hand passes over the top. And now the ball spills out the back and Buffs with the opportunity to go forward. Quick kick forward by Iacono, goes down towards the 50-metre mark. And Palapamini with a long kick into the goal square. Roberts some clever work and recovers from her own marking attempt and kicks the first goal of the game. Pretty smart work down in the goal square there, Heidi.
Yeah, Mickey Roberts, she's going to be a force to be reckoned with in this game and just kept her feet nicely. Picked it up, easy goal, really right in front of goal.
Well, Mickey Roberts, as we know, she was drafted to Collingwood in 2019. She's been a standout player in the NTFL competition for a number of years and just the X factor. She actually made history as the first female player from Grit Island to be drafted to an AFLW team, and she's a 4-time club best and fairest, and she's a bit of a ripper, so I'm going to put her down for quite a few goals today.
I think you might be right.
So that one just slipped over the back of Molly Olthouse's hands, giving Wanderers an opportunity to go forward. Picked up down there by Jamila Totham, and she gets it over here to Caitlin Armstrong, who kicks long down towards the goal square. Ball's loose on the ground about 20 metres out from the Wanderers' goal. A hand pass just missed a target but now an opportunity as it comes back here to Khan. She's tackled with the ball, and the ball's just slowly working its way back out towards half back for Buffs, but we've got a ball up probably about 40 metres out from goal towards the outer side of the ground. So Wanderers attacking area. Can they do anything from this stoppage? Looks like Buff's first hands on the ball as the kick comes away. Duggan's in there, but she's robbed of the ball and running away now with a flying shot on goal was Jamila Totham, but unfortunately just dragged it to the left and minor score only.
Yeah, a player that Wanderers will be relying on quite heavily today, Jamila Totham. Been down on the Gold Coast recently, actually, which is really exciting for Jamila, and she's a quality player, really talented athlete.
And of course her dad Dave is the coach of the team, while Melinda Taylor is in her first year of coach for Darwin Buffettes after playing for them for a number of years.
So Buffs have worked it the way back up to the centre square where Iacono's got a bit of space. She runs through and kicks towards half forward, but reading it best across half back there was Belomo for Buffs. Another opportunity. Palapamini kicks high in towards half forward. Mark's spilt down there, and Wanderers hook it out the back, but Mickey Roberts is in the action again. Kicks across the body there, looking for a teammate in Wasomo, but she was under pressure and the ball came to ground. An opportunity again for Wanderers to try and clear it out of defence. Hand pass misses the target, but Chow followed up herself, but then couldn't take possession of the ball. Quick kick out of defence there by Darwin, but it's straight into the hands of Kylie Duggan. Duggan switches across into the corridor, and now an opportunity for Buffs again going forward. It's a good kick to the leading player, but good defensive work by Wanderers, and Rhiannon Fecht clears, but as we often see, Iacono read it best with the ball coming out of their forward line and took the mark, chipped it across to Wasomo. She kicks inside 50 through the hands there, unfortunately, of Joanna Gregory, but the clearing kick fell straight into the hands of Wasomo again. She kicks in towards half forward, and beautifully read there.
Very busy.
Palapamini once again across half forward.
Putting herself in the right position and read that flight of the footy best.
So kicks down towards the right forward pockets, close to the boundary line there, stays in for the time being. It's a wrestle on for the ball, and eventually it spills out. Quick kick out by Wanderers, but straight into the hands of Palapamini. but she's tackled as soon as she took possession of the ball, and now hook hand pass out was pretty effective in the end, and Bilius gets a kick out of defence, but Iacono setting up that wall again, pumps it straight back inside the forward 50, and looks like a holding free kick here, and now advantage is paid, and that's Fecht again, who clears for Wanderers down towards the wing, paddling the ball in front of herself there was Hardwick, but just got outnumbered in the end by the Buffs players, and now an opportunity out the back. Oldhouse picks up the ball, tries to evade the tackle, gets a hand pass across, nicely done there, and Remfrey kicks it forward for Buffs, but strong defence again. Malboy this time is tackled as she takes possession of the ball. Coming in there was Hartaloony in the marking contest. The ball spilled out, and now it's Ange Gonanon tackled with the ball, tackled illegally, and takes the free kick. She's got a couple of spare players in the corridor inside the centre square, and through the hands they go to Kylie Duggan. She chips the ball in towards half forward. Again, Gregory just couldn't take the mark, gets the hand pass across, and slips out of the hands of Palapamini there, and Wanderers clear it out of defence straight up the middle of the ground. Clever work tapping the ball to the advantage of her teammate there. Just through the hands of Malboy, unfortunately, and fighting hard on the ground is Khan for Wanderers. Gets a hand pass out, but straight to Oldhouse. She hooks the ball back inside forward 50 for Buffs. But again, it's Wanderers across half back. Bilius kicks the ball out, and that's a good mark taken by Lei Yi Choi, at just forward of half back for Wanderers. They're holding on pretty well at the moment, Wanderers.
Promising signs for Wanderers, yeah. They're really contesting well, halving it, trying to get the footy back out, hitting up a target now, and it looks like a 50-metre penalty for Totham, who might be a bit out of her range, but at least they might get some forward entries inside 50.
Yeah, one of those defenders, Rhiannon Fecht, she played rugby for the first time ever this season in Darwin for the Nightcliff Dragons, and not only did she win her club best and fairest, she won the league best and fairest. So,
okay, quality athlete.
Yeah. She was doing some good work there in the back line, though.
Totham from half forward goes deep to the goal square, but Buffs are set up behind the ball back there, and Wanderers just didn't have any numbers at all at the drop of the ball.
I mean, you can see here Kylie Duggan's totally free in the middle of the park. There's quite a few Buffs players free.
Went boundary side instead and missed everyone, and the ball bounces out of bounds just inside the forward 50 line.
And umpire will throw it in. Our field umpires today, Siobhan Luchak, and it says Sam Cunningham, but we're not sure if it's him.
Certainly
not.
Are
we, Stu? Because Stu, I think Sam's moved down to Alice Springs
like
recently. So.
Jai, I think. Yeah. Jai Ullman. We'll get that. We'll get that sorted.
So balled out at half-back. Oldhouse did the strong work, but her hand pass was chopped off, and now it's bouncing around Oldhouse again. Cleverly got it out to Duggan out wide, and she advances the ball down the centre wing. Running onto it here is Zoe Anderson for Buffs. She runs across the ground. Beautiful hand pass out there to Hartaloony. Hartaloony smoothly on the left foot out in front of Gregory. Takes the ball on the bounce. Hand passes inboard to Palapamini. She's got some space. Goes on the left. It's going across the face of goal. Working back there for Wanderers was Maria Bilias. And she sees the ball over the line for a behind.
Jojo Gregory, I've been waiting for her to take a mark. Apologies, Jojo, but I've been trying to get in that she designed the Indigenous jersey for the Buffettes, and she's had a fair piece of the footy already.
She did, and the story behind it is on the Buffs Facebook page, so if anyone wants to know, go and look at the Buffs Facebook page, and likewise for Wanderers as well. There's some really good jumpers around this weekend for Indigenous round.
So the ball's at half back on the outer side of the ground. A free kick's been found here. It's going to go Darwin's way. And that's Taylor Hartaloony, is it, out there?
That is her. She's
yep.
One of the smallest players on the ground, but she's one of the toughest, isn't she, Heidi?
Yeah, she plays tall as well. She's got a lovely leap, nice left foot kick deep into their forward half here.
Oh, that's good defensive work again. It was Zoe Anderson caught with the ball. She tried to duck back in and just ducked back into the traffic, and
I think it's Jamila.
Yeah, it might be Jamila Totham. She's
run
everywhere.
down.
Yeah.
She's in the forward line before.
Oh, what a mark. Taylor Hartaloony.
Hartaloony again. running inside 50, chips it to the top of the goal square. Ball slips over the back, and they're set up behind the play. Wanderers there. Hariwa gets the kick out.
Oh,
But
gutsy's
Hardalini
that.
again couldn't take the mark, but she recovers first, gets a hand pass out as she's tackled, and now the ball's loose at half forward for Buffs, and they've got the opportunity to go forward again. Kick smothered there, but hands on the ball again. A quick kick in, and
There
you go.
there it is.
I knew it was coming.
Do you know what? Jojo was at F45 at the 7 a.m. class this morning, and I'm like, what are you doing? You're playing football,
Wow.
football at
She's keen. That was a
midday,
warm-up.
and it was one of the hardest classes we've done. So,
Oh,
Yeah.
expect her to run out of legs.
but
by
I
the
was
end of the
just
game.
thinking how fit the Buffs team look.
They're very quick and they're very fit. Definitely that's their weapon.
So Gregory from 15 metres out, she's dragged that one though, and a let off for Wanderers down there, who are still right in this game at the 12-minute mark of the first quarter.
Yeah, Wanderers just the one behind. Darwin Buffaloes 1-2-8, Stu.
So going short from the kick in. The kick's pretty good. Mark's taken, and she plays on straight away, Lala Jeffrey, but it's a turnover. She's kicked it to the opposition and nicely marked down there by Patterson Dunn. She kicks the ball inside the corridor. They're pretty disciplined Buffs. They do that a fair bit going forward. And I think their players know to expect it, but
Toddem again.
out of defence.
Lovely kick
Great
too.
kick.
And nice mark
So
taken
Letitia
out
Lloyd.
here as well. So Letitia Lloyd gets the ball moving quickly and just through the hands, unfortunately, and now Buffs the opportunity through the hands. Iakono has a spare player in the corridor and hits her up nicely.
Really well drilled around that contest there. They had two options, handball out, kick it inboard, and now going for a target in the forward 50.
So the ball repelled again by Wanderers, and it's in the centre of the ground. Tapped out into some space, but Wanderers got the numbers there initially. Buffs swarm on them now, and in fact a free kick's been paid. And that'll be Slewinski, who again goes straight up the middle of the ground where she's got a couple of players. Wasomo's there, ducks past the player straight in front of her, runs in towards the open goal and makes no mistakes, and terrific skills there. Just clever footwork, and got round the player in front of her without much trouble, Heidi.
She's an exciting under-18 talent, and she's been playing for the Arnhem Crows down in the Big River League, down in Catherine, and I think that's been a great preparation for her for NTFL Women's Premier League.
And she won the 2021 BRFL Best and Fairest too. She was a co-winner with Vicky Farrelly down there, but she only played about 4 games, but got the maximum votes in each game, and 7th on the leading goal kicker. And as you said, a great under-18 talent. She's part of the Kazale's NT Thunder under-19 academy, and she also won the NTFL's under-18 girls Best and Fairest in last season. So yeah, what a bright future she has. So 12.5 minute mark of the first quarter, Darwin Buffaloes 2-2-14 leading Wanderers 1 behind. You're watching AFL NT's coverage of the 2021-22 TIO NTFL season.
So Kylie Duggan with the clearance for Buffs this time. Kicked it down in front of Wasomo again, but she was under plenty of pressure, couldn't control the ball, and Wanderers fighting hard for it across half back here, and may have an opportunity to clear. Yeah, they do eventually through the hands, and it comes out here to Fecht once again. She kicks high down towards the wing, but it's Buffs onto it first, Hardaluni, but she puts her hand straight to her head after she kicked it. She's kicked it straight to the opposition down there, and Wanderers just slowing things down a bit here. It's Hariwa who kicks high back towards the centre of the ground, but ball's loose on the ground, picked up by Cabillo. Got it out to Duggan. Duggan's got a spare player here, and it's Iakono again. She's got a free inside the forward 50. It's Wasomo. She's kicked it a bit high for her, I think, and given Wanderers the opportunity to come in. And a defensive kick, though, is out of bounds.
Yeah, just a good bump on the player's body there, Heidi, to force the ball out on the full.
Being a good pressure forward that Frida is. Not only is she willing to run in attack, but also running two-way running in defence. Wins the free, and now deep inside 50.
So the ball slips over the back and off hands and over the boundary line for a boundary throw in.
So the captains today, as you said, Stu, Sophia Melboy for Wanderers, Darwin Buffett's Kylie Duggan, the veteran, Still running around like
Around,
a 18-year-old.
That's it.
Looks fitter than ever.
Just waiting for the boundary throw in. The Rucks have underestimated the skills of the boundary umpire there, I think, and we're in a bit short, but Wanderers now the opportunity. And through the hands again, it was Bellomo, but just went back into traffic once again and ran themselves into trouble, but eventually they get the kick out. There's a marking contest here at half-back for Wanderers, and good body work there. Oh, but crunched in the tackle. Ball spills out now, and another good tackle, Iacono this time.
Umpire Jai Allman, just correction there with before we went
Hardy.
shore. Jai, well done.
So the free kick to Wanderers goes right into the centre of the ground now, and some good evasive skills by Olia Lee, but they've turned the ball over again. The high kick comes in, but well read, and sitting under that for Wanderers is, I'm not sure, but she's found a teammate out here in Caitlin Armstrong on the wing.
I think it was Selena Lloyd with that kick.
You're right. And Hariwa again with the mark down here, right in front of the grandstand on the wing. As the clock ticks over into time on, and now Totham again on the end of this one. Sweeps a hand pass forward, but just evaded her teammate there, and ball's caught in underneath, and we'll have another stoppage and ball up.
Mishi Friel hopping off the ground there, number 30, former St Mary's player and the granddaughter of Michael Flash Graham, Stu, one of the greats of the NTFL.
Yeah.
Well, Jamila's doing everything. Jamila Totham was just in the ruck then.
So the ball's flicked over just as Doherty Cole got a kick forward, and that's quarter time here at TIO Stadium, and a pretty entertaining opening quarter.
Yeah, really promising from Wanderers. I think they've put a whole heap of work, obviously a lot of work in their defensive half. They're going to tire in these sort of conditions at midday, but at least it gives them some hope going into the second quarter, and I think Buffs are just starting to hit their straps and hitting some targets, and they've probably missed some opportunities in their forward half. We'll see what Wanderers can come back with in the second quarter.
Yeah, we'll go to the quarter time break with Darwin Buffaloes 2-2-14, leading Wanderers just the one behind.
You know what great mates Territorians can be. Always willing to lend a hand, or something else. So if they ever ask to borrow your car, as you know they will, you can say yes, knowing that your TIO comprehensive car insurance has them covered. Same as you. It's good to know. So get a quote today. TIO. We're for Territorians.
Kazali's Palmerston Club has been renovated. Come check out our brand new cafe, open 7 days a week. And with the new Kids Club, we are the perfect spot for a worry-free catch-up with friends. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gathering or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
Time to escape, 'cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide. Ooh.
Great Northern Brewing Co., the beer from up here.
You know Territorians are a hardy bunch. Hats off to you. Whether you're new or you've been here forever, we know what the weather can throw at us. That's why TIO Home Insurance covers your home for cyclone, storm surge and flood. It's good to know. And with the only contact centre, claims team and assessors based in the Territory, we're here when you need us most. TIO, we're for Territorians.
AFL Northern Territory would like to remind spectators that congregating at the team huddles is not permitted during the breaks.
Welcome back to TIO Stadium in Darwin for this round 7 game between Wanderers and Darwin Buffets. It is Indigenous round this weekend, and we've had a really good first quarter on our hands. Buffaloes are leading 2-14 to 1 behind, but there were some really promising signs for Wanderers there, Heidi.
And that's what you want, just a bit of a competition and being competitive, and they've certainly been more than competitive at the moment, Wanderers. Now they need to get going forward and have some targets up front. It seems like it stops as it gets towards the middle of the park. They don't really have many options moving forward.
The game before this, you actually coached. Tars went down by just 2 points to St Mary's in the 10 a.m. game.
Oh, it was a great game. Super hot. I mean, it's 12 noon now. It's even hotter. But that 10 a.m. time slot is a doozy. It was putrid out there, and both teams fought tooth and nail, and it was a great contest.
Game underway again here, and Buffaloes through the hands there. It was Doherty Cole who got it over, and Buffs have got it down towards half forward. Hartalooni's down there. Her kick smothered and attempted to kick off the ground by Gregory. Duggan flicks a hand pass out the back where Hartalooni's looming once again. She hooks the ball in towards the goal square. It bounces over the back. Mickey Roberts running onto it. It just runs out of space, and the ball beats her over the line and through for a behind.
It's a shame it was rolling that way because she's a left footer, so she couldn't even have a little stab at it.
Gotta love the lefties, Heidi.
Yeah. There's a few of them in Buffs.
We spoke about the Buffs Indigenous Guernsey. The Muck Mucks one, the Wanderers one, is by well-known Larrakia artist Sean Lee, and it looks amazing out there today with the eagle on it.
So Wasomo had a flying shot at goal, but it's gone straight across the face, and now out towards the boundary line. Roberts was there again, but it's just beaten them all over the boundary line, and we'll have a throw in. Yeah, I was a bit concerned about the jumpers potentially clashing, but it looks pretty good from here.
Yeah, Buffs have got the white socks on today just to make sure they look different to Wanderers.
So from the boundary throw in, the ball's over the back, and it's a contest on the ground, and cleverly towed out of there, and now Wanderers chip it out towards half back. It's Malboy, I think, who's kicked straight down the middle of the ground, and players running onto it here, but running off half back. Beautifully read back
Molly.
there by Bianca Stokes.
That was Stokes.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Bianca.
Yep. And she's chipped it out wide to Wasomo. Wasomo wastes no time, kicks long. That's a good long kick. Fell into the arms there of Hartaluni, but she couldn't take the mark. And now hand pass comes out. It's Malboy again, picks up. She's tackled with the ball, but hand passes out and recovers herself. She's done really well down there and kicks along the boundary line. And just off the hands there of Rhiannon Fecht and over the boundary line. So good defensive work again, Sophia Malboy, for Wanderers.
She's got a lovely kick too, gets the ball going forward and quite a lot of penetration on her kick. And it wasn't bad to get a stoppage here because it means they can reset and have a bit of a breather.
So from the boundary throw, and Oldhouse, a beautiful tap down to Duggan. She hand passes back to Oldhouse, who flicks it out. And Doherty Cole got it over to Como, but Wanderers pump it back in, but there's all Buffs players here. Stokes uses her body, but up to it was Lala Jeffrey, but in the end it's Buffs who get it out, but there's a free kick been found. Is that for called a throw or something? I'm not sure what it was, but it's a Wanderers free kick. I think the players are a bit confused about it, but it's going to be Rhiannon Fecht with the free kick. She chips the ball in towards half forward, but just went over the head of her teammate there, and good smother and an opportunity here for Chow for Wanderers. Overran the ball, and now Fecht swoops on it and kicks long towards full forward. The ball bounces just inside the field of play.
Are you saying that it's her first season?
It was her first season of rugby last season. I actually don't know her AFL history. I might Google it at half time. But her first season of rugby, she won the club best and fairest and the league best and fairest. So.
Oh, she's got some toe as well in this game.
Yeah.
She's got some speed. And
in fact, I think she was formerly at Pint.
Very fit.
Yeah. So the kick comes out, but the mark's taken by Letitia Lloyd out here, just outside forward 50 for Wanderers, and they're looking to go forward again. Chip pass in was good, but Buffs got the numbers back and just got their hands on the ball to chop it off, unfortunately. So the ball loose at half forward. Oldhouse picks it up, fends off a tackler, and then kicks long out of defence inside the centre square, and Malboy working back there, got the hand pass across, doing a power of work, but now it's Hartaluni who runs out with the ball free, has a bounce, evades a tackle, has another bounce as she runs forward, down towards half forward, kicks the ball inside forward 50 now, and Mickey Roberts, clever use of the body, and runs onto the ball, but just didn't bounce for her very well, and the Wanderers players were able to get back there and get some numbers back to eventually work it out, but hasn't gone too far. As the kick's smothered there from Zoe Anderson, and a free kick's been found, and it's going to go Wanderers' way. So
here's an opportunity for Wanderers to get a score on the board, or is it?
No, they're going.
They're going the other way. Sorry, apologies.
Working hard though, Wanderers. They're not letting Buffaloes do this easily at all.
So the kick out of defence, chopped off by Wasomo at half forward, chips the ball in, and Roberts just takes it off the hands over the back, and no problem for her from 20 metres out directly in front when she's got a bit of space, Heidi.
I think she was hoping for that earlier with the body work, hoping it was just going to go over the back and into her lap like it did then. She gets herself in great positions, reads the play really well, and got a nice kick on her left foot kick. Makes no mistake there. What did you say, Cruzy, just before? Couple of goals,
yep. If she gets one each quarter, 4 goals and in a low-scoring game. Yeah. But, the goal umpire didn't even move. Just watch the ball go straight over their heads. So the score now, Darwin Buffett's 3-3-21, leading Wanderers just the one behind. You're watching AFL&T's coverage of the 2021 TIO NTFL season from TIO Stadium in Darwin.
From the restart, Oldhouse just climbed over the top and got the hit out. Doherty Cole gets her hands on the ball, fends off a tackle and then kicks long down towards half forward. Ball bounces inside forward 50. It's taken down there by Gregory. She hand passes forward. And now an opportunity for Hartaluni on the left foot. Has a snap on goal but doesn't bring that one back far enough. And through for behind.
As Molly Althouse comes off for a deserved break. She's been relatively quiet actually in this game. Probably haven't needed her as much. But she can be a real match winner.
So Wanderers towards the outer side of the ground this time from the kick in. And ball's free down there. Quick hand pass forward by Remfrey, and now a kick into the goal square, but again good defensively. And this time I think it's Bilius back there who clears out after taking the mark. And Wanderers through Letitia Lloyd. She disposed of the ball and then was held onto a bit too long, and so she'll take the free kick at half back. And got it to the hands of a teammate. The mark just spilt, unfortunately, and now doing some really hard work down there is Parryman, but he's got tackled 3 or 4 times, broke most of them, but eventually got caught. And it's a free kick down here to Jolene Bauer for Wanderers.
I think they've tackled really well, Wanderers. The pressure that they've put Buffs under is immense, and they've won quite a number of frees.
I agree, and you can see that they're trying to do the right things with the ball. It's just not coming off. Buffs a bit talented and get in the right positions, but
yeah, just the cleanliness. I think Buffs one touch can pick the ball up, and Wanderers are taking a couple of goes at it, and just fundamentally there's a few skills they need to fix up, but their endeavour and their tackling pressure's been outstanding.
So the ball's made its way to half forward for Buffs. Wasomo runs through, has a bounce, kicks in, and Joe Gregory takes the mark overhead.
Come on, Jojo. Got to kick a goal with your strip on.
Yeah, she'll be looking...
got her own design on her shirt, on her jersey.
Looking to make amends for the miss in the first quarter. She loves playing for Darwin Buffaloes. Very passionate player, and yeah, as you said, she'll be really proud to be wearing a strip she designed today.
So she's directly in front. She'll be kicking from about 20 metres. Kicks on the way now. No problem at all. She's got a goal on the board, and
girls are getting around her as well.
Yeah, good reward for her.
So, yeah, Joe Gregory with the 4th goal on the board for Darwin Buffaloes, 4-5-29, leading Wanderers, just the one behind. You're watching AFLNT's coverage of the 2021 TIO NTFL season from TIO Stadium in Darwin, in beautiful Larrakia country, on this Indigenous round in the NTFL competition. And big news out at Palmerston tonight with Eddie Betts making his debut, Heidi.
Yeah, it's unfortunate the Waratah ball's on tonight, so I can't make it. But I'd love to get out there and see it. I think it's going to be a fair crowd. And he's just an all-round great guy, doing it for the love of the sport and to get community involved as well. He's just he's got a real passion for that.
Yeah, well said.
So Buffs with the clearance again. Iakono running onto this one. Gets the hand pass across, cleverly done. It's a beautiful hand pass straight into the hands of Zoe Anderson, but her kick wasn't her best. But another opportunity for Wasomo. She picks up, kicks out wide, but it's not going to score. It bounces and stays in the field of play. Gregory picks up, has a snap at goal, but just across the face and through for a behind.
How was the gut running there from Gemma Iakono? She went hard for that ball.
Yes, shame.
Yeah, that's why I suppose she was one of the NTFL reps last year, and, you know, that's coming around again.
Yeah, it sure is.
Nominations close on Monday, I think, for clubs to put their best players forward.
A number of players out there for both teams, but Buffs in particular are very strong this season. They should get a fair representation in that team.
So the mark taken here at half-back by Nellie McLean for Wanderers. She kicks out towards the outer wing. But Buffs look to have the numbers there. Duggan cleverly tapped it to the advantage of her teammate there in Garling. But Wanderers are still fighting hard for the ball. It's flicked out through the legs out the back. Wasn't really to the advantage of Wanderers' teammate. And now it's Buffs just edging the ball forward down towards half forward. But again, Wanderers working hard across half back. Just can't pick the ball up cleanly at the moment to clear it out of there, but this will help them. They'll get a free kick on between half-back and centre wing on the outer side of the ground. So the kick goes out towards the in front of the old scoreboard, and Buffs have some numbers working back. Kylie Duggan, of course, a workhorse, kicks it in, gone and on in there for Buffs. Takes control now, but she's run down from behind, and that's a great tackle and well rewarded.
Yeah, she tackled Kylie Duggan and she got back up and chased her down for the second. That was a great second effort there by Feck.
Closing speed was exceptional.
So Shayla Khan here on the end of the pass and kicks forward again. It's a good kick forward, but just unfortunately the mark was spilled and Buffs pounce on that. Iakono clears it out of defence, and that was Patterson Dunn just sweating off to tackle. The ball spilled out and kicked it directly into the player in front of her. Play on's the call. Jumpers being called there and pulled there, and it's a free kick to Zoe
decision.
Anderson.
Yep. Pulled off the ball there, didn't have possession.
And getting close to half time, this would be a good goal for Buffs if they can keep getting it forward, and hard for Wanderers.
Yeah, and Anderson does get it forward into the hands.
Frida was so casual there. I'll just take it one-handed, thank you.
They're just so naturally talented, these girls. You just watch.
And you would never want to change that sort of instinct anyway.
So good to watch.
One-hand kick up or a one-hand mark, just let them do it because that's what they know. And
love watching Taylor Harder-Looney just, ball on a string. So talented.
But that's their game,
I know.
Natural game.
So Wasomo's kick towards goal. I think she's just hung this one out to the right.
Commentators curse. Her up.
I've stopped talking now when people are kicking on goal. They always miss. So Darwin Buffets 4-7-31, leading Wanderers just the one behind as we get close to half time here at TIO Stadium in Darwin.
So it's Ruiwa to bring the ball back in for Wanderers. Comes grandstand side this time, and hands to the ball in front of the pack was Letitia Jeffrey. Couldn't complete the mark though, and now spills out, and
Gemma Iakono is just a little bit forceful there. Oh no, she's won
the
free kick for incorrect disposal, I think. So she's looking to move the ball quickly. Got some spare players there, and Mark almost taking the ball, spills to ground. Kylie Duggan pounces on this one, kicks towards goal. It's going to go close. Some body work on the goal line from Mickey Roberts. Sees it through for a goal. So some good teamwork down there, and a good finish by Kylie Duggan, and certainly helped by the work that Mickey Roberts did on the line down there.
Unselfish too. She could have just taken the mark and tried to play on. Knowing that she's a left footer, she probably didn't want to take it on that side, but just shepherded through. Brilliant.
Yeah, well, the current Buffets captain, Kylie, she's a 3-time Buffets Best and Fairest Award winner, and she was runner-up in the Gwyn medalist a couple of seasons ago too. So, as we were saying before, a veteran, but mate, one of the fittest people out there. I wouldn't want to go for a run against her. Very, very good basketballer in Darwin as well. So that now sees Buffets 5-6-36, leading Wanderers just the one behind.
So from the restart, Althouse gets her hand to the ball. Duggan's there, of course, and hands it over to Iakono, but she's under plenty of pressure. She's back in the action again, though, gets her hands to it and now picks up, flicks it over to Slewinski, who gets a quick kick forward, but just through the hands, unfortunately, there, and now Buffs with an opportunity through Palapamini. Althouse ran straight into her opponent and shrugged her off, and then just kept going with the ball, and that's an excellent mark taken across half back by Tashara Davin.
Another good rugby player in the off-season, which is, a strength of a lot of our footballers in Darwin in the men's and women's competitions. Crossing codes.
Malboy down there had some work to do after the ball was kicked in her direction. She's done pretty well, got it right out towards the boundary line now, but just kept in play down here, and Buffs looking to go forward again, but a free kick's been paid Wanderers' way, and that'll relieve the pressure a little as we, where are we, 16 and a half minutes in, it's almost half time here, and I think all players will be looking for a break in the cool from the weather out there at half time, but Buffs have got another opportunity as the ball's kicked forward by Doherty Cole inside forward 50, and Anderson gets her hands on the ball. She's tackled, spills out where Wasomo picks up. She's tackled and flicks the hand pass over her head. Totham pounces on that, but Wasomo pounces on her, and Wasomo will be rewarded with the free kick here. Unfortunately there for Totham. She dodged around a couple but didn't know Wasomo was lurking behind her, I don't think, and Wasomo again unselfishly kicks the ball back into the corridor and finds her hard-working captain Kylie Duggan in some space about 25 metres out directly in front. So Duggan's kick just drifting off to the right and just fell a bit short, and Letitia Lloyd got her hands to the ball, but it went through for a behind as the siren goes for half-time. So despite all of the work that we've been impressed with from Wanderers, the scoreboard doesn't look kind for them at half-time.
One-way traffic really there, Stu, wasn't it? I don't think it got into the Wanderers inside 50 or forward 50 in that quarter, which is a shame, but they're still working hard. I think Buffs are now starting to get a bit more of a roll on, hitting targets, and they're really running a lot more, and Wanderers are starting to run out of legs. At half-time there, Wanderers still goalless with one behind, and Darwin Buffett's 5 goals, 8 points, 38. So they're really starting to get a roll on now at half-time.
Yeah, good to see all the Wanderers girls getting around each other though as they go into the half-time break. Anything can happen. We'll be back for the third quarter after this short break.
You know what great mates Territorians can be. Always willing to lend a hand or something else. So if they ever ask to borrow your car, as you know they will, you can say yes, knowing that your TIO comprehensive car insurance has them covered. Same as you. It's good to know. So get a quote today. TIO. We're for Territorians.
Absolutely zero.
Zero.
Yeah, definitely.
It has to be zero.
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I don't think that's asking too much.
Domestic violence is everybody's business.
And it's not just the physical abuse, it's the things we don't see.
It is hurting our families. It is killing our families.
A lot of people have been silent to this fact, and I think it's about time we all speak up together and say no more to this form of abuse.
No more.
No more. No more family violence.
No more to the family violence.
No more. No more.
No more.
Listen up, kids.
Make school your story.
Help you succeed and rise to glory.
Safe to go to school.
So go the distance. 10 every day. Learn and listen. School holiday rockin', we love a break.
Time with friends and family is always right.
When it's time for school, don't get slack.
It's safe to go to school, can't wait to get back. So don't cut corners.
Do the full term. It's safe to go to school and it's time to learn. So don't cut corners, do the full term. Make school your story and it's time to learn.
School returns February 2021. Written and authorised by the Northern Territory Government.
Time to escape, cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co. The beer from up here.
At Muzzbuzz, keep cool this summer with our new range of frappes, including cookies and cream, chai and matcha. You can also enjoy our totally scrumptious range of food and snacks. Australian owned and operated. Muzzbuzz, great coffee is just the beginning.
On Territory roads, anything can happen. So you need to drive to the conditions. Speeding can get you into all sorts of trouble. Dirt roads aren't just dusty. When it's hard to see, they're dangerous. At water crossings, remember, you're driving a motor car, not a boat. High water can be deep trouble. All sorts of animals can be on the road, so watch out. And if the weather is bad, slow down, you mob. Drive to the conditions and arrive in good condition.
The time to kickstart your business is now. Get your message across with the experienced local TV production team at Kick Digital. Cost effective, rapid turnaround, exceptional service. Kick Digital. Television production energised.
CFS Schoolwear is the perfect choice for quality custom-made school uniforms. Ideal for all school-related activities. 50 or 500 students, we have what you need. Contact CFS Gear for your free CFS Schoolwear quote today.
Vaccinate. To protect our players.
To protect our coaches.
To protect our umpires.
To protect our supporters.
To protect our game.
Head to the Danila Dilba website for more information.
Getting my hands on the footy and just being with my mates.
I like being outdoors. It just makes me happy. I don't like it when I get yelled at.
It's pretty embarrassing when someone's shouting at you halfway through the game.
It makes me feel like I'm useless and I can't do anything.
We're just kids.
We're just here to have fun.
Let us do what we love.
Just let kids be kids.
You know Territorians are a hardy bunch. Hats off to you. Whether you're new or you've been here forever, we know what the weather can throw at us. That's why TIO Home Insurance covers your home for cyclone, storm surge and flood. It's good to know. And with the only contact centre, claims team and assessors based in the Territory, we're here when you need us most. TIO, we're for Territorians.
AFL Northern Territory would like to remind spectators that congregating at the team huddles is not permitted during the breaks.
Welcome back to TIO Stadium in Darwin for the third quarter of this round 7 game between Wanderers and Darwin Buffets in Indigenous round. It's been all Buffaloes on the scoreboard, leading 5-8, 38 to Wanderers, just the one behind Heidi. But Wanderers, they have tried pretty hard today.
Yeah, I think Jamila Tottam has been outstanding for Wanderers, and I think Soph Malboy as well has been really strong in the middle of the park, but Buffs have just been what they do best, I guess, really quick and getting heaps of forward entries and lots of goals on the board already. So I think Wanderers are going to be finding it tough to get back into this match.
So from the start in the third quarter here, the ball's just been pushed outside the centre square to the outer side of the ground, and Wanderers have a free kick. Don't make much ground with that, but now an opportunity to go forward again through Hardwick, but she got tackled as she tried to kick the ball there, and Buffs have got some numbers around the ball and just work it through the hands now, and now a quick kick forward. Mickey Roberts again uses her body well and pounces on the free ball, kicks it inside forward 50, but there's a pack of players down there. Hartaluni in there gets a quick kick on the left, looking for Gregory down there, but just out in front of her and bounced inside the boundary line and over for a throw-in.
Just needed to get it going somewhere in the goal square, and Joanna Gregory, I think, was free. Could have quite easily kicked that goal, but it was a shame. Came off the side of the boot for Taylor Hartaluni.
So the boundary throw-in, Hartaluni pounces on this one again. She's tackled, gets the hand pass across, but coming out defensively for Wanderers was Selena Lloyd. She kicked it to the outer side of the ground. Malboy's fighting for it in there, keeps her feet, but just can't get her hands on the ball. It goes by foot eventually and kicks it a couple of metres out. Now she picks it up and gets some space and clears along the outer wing. Iakono's running across there, so too is Fecht. There's a bit of a collision out there, and Fecht gives away the free kick, and Iakono picks it up and runs off, chips in looking for Althouse. She picks up, swings around and has Wasomo free inside the corridor. Wasomo takes a bounce unusually and kicks from half forward in towards full forward. Off the hands of the pack, Anderson pounces on this one and kicks the goal. So, gee, it makes a difference, Heidi, when you've got players that got the confidence to run with the ball and take a bounce and just open the game up.
Yeah, and Molly Althouse in the middle there just took the ball on the half volley, first touch, wheels around, hits the target. Frida Wasomo all the time in the world. It's pretty to watch. Buffs are a quality team, and I can't see too many teams this season in the home and away season coming really that close to beating them. It'll be all different come finals. It's always a different kettle of fish, but I think that at the moment they're really hitting their straps, and they're definitely the top team, I believe. It was a shame last week was a non-event with COVID because it would have been 1 and 2 with Nightcliff and Buffs playing each other.
I was just talking to Buffs legend Stephen Stokes at half-time downstairs, and that's the exact thing he said, Heidi. Nightcliff are the unknown factor for them.
Yep.
At the top of the table.
So Buffs going forward again. Wasomo again gets on a bike, has a bounce, runs inside forward 50, kicks high in towards the top of the goal square. Hartaluni, beautifully done, picks up, but her kick smothered. She's onto it again, gets the hand pass. Oh, it was Anderson, in fact, got the hand pass forward, and now a hook around the corner. But that's offline and bounces to the advantage of Wanderers, and they clear out of the full back line for the time being. It's outside forward 50, a good battle on the ground for the ball, but now an opportunity for Iakono once again. Ducks around one player and now kicks high inside forward 50 over the back. Gregory just couldn't take the mark. Tottam's working hard back there. She's got the ball in her hands now and swings around, kicks the ball out of defence. Players a bit confused about where it was going, I think, but Malboy did well, got the hand pass across and then got slung after she got rid of the ball. And it's going to be a downfield free kick. In fact, it's going to go an extra possession downfield, so I think Ellerslie Hardwick will take the free kick here. She's not really sure she's got it. But
I think they're trying to give it back to Sophie Malboy, but she wasn't moving. She's like, you can take it.
So Hardwick goes straight up the middle of the ground, and that's a good pass. And finds her teammate out there in Bauer. Bauer moves the ball on quickly now. But Buffs again well organised defensively, and Iakono runs the ball out of defence. kicks down towards half forward. Totham's down there. She gets a hand pass out as she's tackled. Quick hand pass forward by Malboy.
Yeah, paid it.
Yep.
It's good. Soph Malboy did give the indication to the umpire that she might have been held without the ball, which was definitely the case, and umpire well and truly in their right called it.
So Malboy sees a player running off the bench actually, but just couldn't find her now. Quick kick forward by Chow, but straight into the hands of Duggan. Duggan wastes no time and kicks the ball down towards half forward, and Gregory's on the end of this one, takes the mark. And she's kicking from about 50 metres out from goal. She's got a player inside the corridor. Oh, that's a good pass. Mark could have almost been paid there, but play on's the call, and it's Wanderers with the opportunity. But
Takisa Doherty-Cole with the tackle there after not being paid that mark. She said, I want the ball back.
Followed up nicely and
Absolutely.
got it back anyway with a lovely tackle.
Yeah,
good to see Takisa back after having her third baby. And Ali Hardwick, another one for Wanderers. She just had a baby too, so there's lots of mums out there today.
So Hartaluni tried to shrug a couple of tackles, eventually got tackled to the ground, and the free kick's been paid, and now quick kick out, and Malboy's got some space, takes the mark at half back. She wastes no time. It's a bit of a wobbler kick forward through the hands of Althouse. She's back on it again, picks up now, but the ball spills out of her hands, almost threw the boot in, but resisted in the end. Gonanon gets a quick kick forward towards half forward. Oh, some clever skills back there. And again, the defensive kick out. But this time it's chopped off by Althouse again for Buffs.
Molly's having a bit more impact now, being that intercept marker in the middle.
This ball spills over the back where Malboy tidies up, gets a hand pass forward. And she's in there again and finds her teammate Totham. Now Wanderers an opportunity. They haven't got much forward though, and reading the ball well was Stokes, who clears out of defence. Ball on the ground here where Wanderers looking to clear it out. Eventually they're rewarded with a free kick, and it's Olympia Maloney who'll take this free kick. Taking plenty of time. And Malboy's made some space, but not far away. Maloney goes longer than that and kicks down the wing, but Duggan on the end of it. Runs the ball out, has a bounce, almost ran herself into trouble, got the hand pass across, and Wanderers now an opportunity, or Stacks on there, but play on's the call, and Iakono kicks out, but that's gone wayward and goes over the boundary line out on the full as Iakono comes off for a spell. So not a lot of bounce in some of these players' legs now.
Someone's just yelled out at Jamila and she's given them away. That's what she does, waiting for the footy to be returned to her. They're just lacking a bit of firepower to kick to. They've got some quality players in their defensive half, Wanderers, but it's the skills in the middle that's letting them down.
Yeah, Morgan Johnston would be pretty handy, you would think, Heidi.
Yeah, run and carry, take it on, take a bounce and then hit up a target. You're just lacking that. But they've not given up.
No, absolutely not. But boundary throw in now. Althouse just takes it out of the contest one-handed. Hand passed across to Doherty-Cole, and she kicks inside forward 50. Ball spills to the ground about 30 metres out from Buffalo's attacking goal. Totham tries to run out with the ball, but she got tackled, and free kick's been paid, and it's Tia Patterson-Dunn who'll take that free kick.
Tia's got good NTFL pedigree on both sides. Her grandfather's John Patterson. He was the president of Darwin Buffaloes and a player, and of course the Dunn side from the Tiwi Islands are very well known in our competition as that ball goes over the line.
Yeah, just through the hands of Mickey Roberts down there that time, unfortunately for Buffs.
Got some good height in their team though, Buffs, this year, with the likes of Tia and, you know, Molly and...
Yep.
And as I said, they're just looking so fit.
If you look at their under-18 program, their under-18 team isn't as strong as what it was in the past, because a lot of those players have now moved up and been promoted into Women's Premier League, and you can really see the depth of that talent coming through now. The likes of Molly Althouse and Taylor Hartaluni.
What did they win, 3 or 4 under-18 premierships in a row?
Oh, easily that many. Yeah, I don't think they've been beaten for many years.
So the ball's in Buff's forward line again. Roberts tries to break the tackle, can't. Got the hand pass back eventually, and quick kick forward here by Hanning, but it's chopped off and repelled by Feck once again. But Buff's first to the ball again, and Parryman advances the ball down and then follows up her own work, lays the tackle. Again, plenty of pressure around the ball at the moment, and we'll have a restart once again. So Wanderers haven't dropped off in that regard, I don't think.
One thing I've noticed this season, it's really local football. Gone back to that after, the COVID restrictions, and there's not the so-called fly-in players coming up from Melbourne or relocating up from Melbourne for the season so far, because they just haven't been able to.
Yeah, and now with AFLW starting, I think they're starting later or earlier, I can't remember now, but with a change in their season, it's also changed the VFLW season, which means that the element of interstaters coming up and playing pre-Christmas has actually been quite limited. I know Eliza Shannon played for Saints last game, and there were a couple of Queenslanders as well that have come up, but they're not playing in the VFL. So you're right, a lot more local talent has been exposed to Premier League.
Effect again. The Wanderers got the kick out, but it's chopped off down there, and now the kick forward by Garling, inside forward 50. But again, Wanderers defending strongly, but this time the tackle's a bit too vigorous.
It's got a little bit high there.
And Cabillo will take the free kick. She sees a free player further afield, and the pass is good.
Zoe Anderson out there. We have to say hello to her husband, Joe Anderson. Loves tuning into the live stream.
Hartaluni again in the play, got the kick around the corner and into the hands down there of Patterson Dunn. And pretty imposing figure down there in the forward line.
It's a luxury to have that for Buffs, because they're generally a small, quick team, but to have a couple of tools in there, it really does help their balance.
And she kicks towards goal. The kick's good, and it's her first goal for the day, the second for the quarter for Buffs. And Wanderers have really been fighting hard defensively, and so it hasn't been an avalanche of goals, but Buffs have just steadily chipped away and extended the lead.
Yeah, Tia Patterson Dunn. She played a few games a few seasons for St Mary's a few seasons ago, where her dad played. She's been down in Alice Springs as well, but good to see her back playing for Darwin Buffets. As we see that score now, 7-8-50. Leading Wanderers just the one behind, about the 12.5-minute mark of the third quarter. You're watching AFL NT's coverage of the 2021-22 TIO NTFL season from TIO Stadium in Darwin.
So from the restart, an opportunity for Wanderers to clear here, and running onto the ball was Armstrong. Kicks long down towards full forward. The ball's loose. Feck runs onto it here, and also down there is Hariwa, who's obviously moved forward this chord, but we've got a free kick against Wanderers, and for incorrect disposal. Gee, they had some endeavour down there. They were all keen to get their hands on it and have a shot on goal, but Buffs were again well organised in defence and worked the ball out around this grandstand side of the ground through the hands there. It just went over the boundary line as Takisa Doherty-Cole tried to keep it in play, but wasn't able to.
Interestingly, Caitlin Armstrong in the middle here. I think she's playing as a midfielder, but generally would play in the forward line in Alice Springs. So it's a weird one, I guess, but I guess maybe they're trying to get some players in there who can get their hands on the ball and get it moving forward. Here she is, about to pick it up.
She hooks that across into space, and she's got a teammate there, and running onto it down there is Hardwick. Her kick goes inside forward 50 to the advantage of Hariwa, and she gets it over. Quick kick comes down to the goal square, but again, Buffs well organised in defence, and the kick comes out, and Bianca Stokes gets on the end of it, takes the mark on the outer side. It's not her best kick forward, and Wanderers bring it back inside the forward 50. There's a wrestle for the ball on the ground as more players come in, and eventually it's a ball up once again. So where are we? 14.5 minutes gone in the third quarter, and Wanderers on a rare occasion in their forward line, hopefully
a couple of repeat entries
score.
as
Yeah,
well.
That's right.
Be great if they could get a goal on the board here late in the third quarter.
So it's an opportunity with a free kick here.
I think it might be Khan. Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
The ball slips over the back, goes through, but was touched on the way through.
Yeah.
Or behind.
See if they can lock it in now. Well, the second point on the board for Wanderers in the third quarter. Darwin Buffett 7, 850, leading Wanderers 2 behinds.
Yeah, it's around 30 seconds or so for each goal. How many goals have been kicked in this quarter?
Only 2.
Couple, yep. So there's still time for Wanderers to have another entry into the forward line and potentially a shot on goal.
Mickey Roberts comes out with it, though, for Buffaloes.
But reading it well down there was Caitlin Armstrong. And
she's the player that you want in the forward line, though, unfortunately. She kicks a lot of goals in the Alice Springs Football League.
Wow, that's a thumping kick.
Yeah,
great kick.
Forward 50. But Buffs again with the numbers on that outer side. But this time it's turned over and it's Malboy, is it, all the way up the ground there, who's taken the intercept mark. It hasn't got much to go to, so can't really move it quickly.
Rhiannon Fecht he's looking for at the back.
Just touched in front of her, and Iacono cleverly out of defence sees a teammate, and it's a good spread kick to the outer side, and Mickey Roberts now gets in the action, chips the ball in, and Buff's just working it through loose players on the outer side of the ground.
To their credit, Buffs have worked really hard defensively there.
Yeah.
That two-way running, they could have just let it go, and Wanderers probably could have gone away and kicked a goal, but they worked hard to get back, and they've kept them goalless all game, which I think is a real credit to Buff's work rate.
Yeah, so three-quarter time, Darwin Buffaloes 7, 850, leading Wanderers just the 2 behinds. We'll go into the three-quarter time break and come back for the final quarter shortly. Lockie McKenzie's name is.
Oh, you got his name?
Yeah.
You know what great mates Territorians can be. Always willing to lend a hand. Or something else. So if they ever ask to borrow your car, as you know they will, you can say yes, knowing that your TIO comprehensive car insurance has them covered. Same as you. It's good to know. So get a quote today. TIO. We're for Territorians.
Kazali's Palmerston Club has been renovated. Come check out our brand new cafe, open 7 days a week. And with the new Kids Club, we are the perfect spot for a worry-free catch-up with friends. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gathering or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
Time to escape, cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide. Ooh.
Great Northern Brewing Co., the beer from up here.
You know Territorians are a hardy bunch. Hats off to you. Whether you're new or you've been here forever, we know what the weather can throw at us. That's why TIO Home Insurance covers your home for cyclone, storm surge and flood. It's good to know. And with the only contact centre, claims team and assessors based in the Territory, we're here when you need us most. TIO, we're for Territorians.
AFL Northern Territory would like to remind spectators that congregating at the team huddles is not permitted during the breaks.
Welcome back to TIO Stadium in Darwin for the final quarter of this round 7 NTFL Women's Premier League game between Wanderers and Darwin Buffets. It's all Darwin Buffets, as we thought. They are undefeated on the top of the ladder. They're 7-7-49, leading Wanderers just the two behind, but Wanderers have been putting up a pretty good fight today. Heidi, who are some of the better players you've seen so far?
I'm really impressed with Rhiannon Effect, actually. We've talked a little bit about her and her background in rugby. I'm not sure her experience with AFL, but she's certainly got some go about her and loves to tackle, doesn't shy away from that side of the game. And we've already spoken about Jamila Totham as well for Wanderers, but Buffs have been outstanding. We knew they were going to be strong, and they've certainly shown what they can do.
So they're going forward straight away in the final quarter. Cabillo gets the kick forward. Wasomo's on the end of this one, spilt the mark but recovered well, got the kick inside forward 50, but it's chopped off. Cabillo's there again, spilt the mark, and Hartaluni tidies up, gets a hand pass out to Wasomo. She ducks back, avoiding the tackle, hooks the kick forward, down towards the forward pocket. Oh dear. Just a bit slow to get rid of the ball. Play on's the call. And Villius again working back, but an opportunity for Palapamini on the left, but just misses to the near side. So yeah, Maria Bilius just unaware of the tackler coming from behind and was probably a bit fortunate not to be penalised on that occasion.
Yep. Yeah, it didn't hurt them too much with only a point being kicked.
So Buff's going to the outer side this time, but Wanderers the opportunity. Quick kick in by Selena Lloyd. And now they're trying to work it out. Mickey Roberts is on the end of this, takes the mark, plays on straight away, runs into space, kicks towards goal, and it's going all the way. So she hasn't got a goal in every quarter, Liz, but she's got 3 now.
I'd love to see her stats on how many goals she kicks on the run, because that's her bread and butter. She got it then, could have easily pushed back off the mark and hit up a target, but just had to always plan to roll around and play on, and she kicks a lot of goals that way.
She wouldn't kick too many set shots. She's more exciting than that. So the score now, Darwin Buffett's 8-8, 56, leading Wanderers, just the 2 behinds, just coming up to the 2-minute mark of the final quarter. Big game coming up after this. Tiwi Bombers and Southern Districts men. They've been watching on and went out for a walk at 3/4 time.
From the restart, Oldhouse wins the hit out. The bounce didn't favour Buffs though, and Wanderers just trying to work it out. A strong tackle in there by Armstrong, and we'll have a restart. Yeah, Armstrong on Hartaloony. That was a bit of a mismatch in the tackle, but Oldhouse gets her hand to the ball again. But again, Wanderers first hands on it, but just couldn't get the clearance, and now the quick kick comes out, and Duggan gets a hand pass across looking for Roberts, and eventually
what a
beautiful hand pass out there to Anderson. Anderson goes down towards the goal square, the ball slips out the back. Gregory's first to recover, kicks off the ground, and kicks it through for a goal. But yeah, terrific piece of work in the build-up there.
Yeah, and there's lots of goals kicked like that with Buffs. The play on, the kick off the ground, get it moving forward. All of that is just classic Buffett style of play.
And a second goal to Jojo Gregory. And as we said, she's the designer of the Darwin Buffaloes Indigenous round at Guernsey today, which looks fantastic. So she'll be pretty happy to get another goal. The score now, Darwin Buffett's 9-8, 62, leading Wanderers just the 2 behinds.
And interestingly, we were just chatting about it in the break that Dom Carbone isn't actually playing today. So Buffs,
scary.
If you think about who's on their bench, I mean, Michelle Ellis is one of their assistant coaches out with an ACL injury, but you've also got Tanya Jew and Dom Carbone not in this lineup. It's pretty scary.
So this time Oldhouse does it all by herself, wins the clearance, and clever work at half forward by Hartaloony. Trapped the ball, ran around, kicked long towards the goal square, off hands, the ball spills over the back. Gregory working hard, tries to work it out to the advantage of Wasomo, but some good defensive work by Wanderers down there. And Letitia Lloyd now, a quick kick over the top has gone through, I think it is.
Oh, it's touched.
Oh no, it's touched.
Yep.
Touched through for a behind. So yeah, a bit of relief for Wanderers back there, and it looks like Hariwa's gone back into defence and she'll bring the ball back in. So
the setup here from Buffs is outstanding. You look at the 50 here, they've got their wall set up. It's going to be really tough. Gem Ikono as that sweeper out the back. It's tough for Wanderers to break that wall currently.
So Hariwa trying to break the wall by running the ball herself. She's had 3 bounces out from the goal square and now finds a teammate there, but unfortunately the mark is just spilt by Bellamo, and it just puts the pressure back on the Wanderers defence. But they've worked it out towards the wing here now, and now Buffs with their hands on the ball as it makes its way out towards the boundary line. Gonanon picks it up eventually, kicks inside the corridor. Anderson on the end of this one just paddles the ball in front of herself, but ran into some opponents down there, and a free kick's been picked out. It's going Darwin's way.
Wanderers losing a player there, Isabella Belomo. She hurt her ankle in that tackle, so she's going off, which will probably be for the rest of the game. Jolene Bauer running on for Wanderers.
So Hanning with the kick forward, but just reading it best was Frida Wasomo, and just sat herself underneath it as the ball dropped in her lap.
Had a good game, Frida.
And she's actually had a really good season. She's a player who could potentially poll quite well at the end of the year with the Gwyn medal. I'm calling it early, but look, she's just a player who's in amongst it all the time. And because she's so fit, she can just get to every contest as well.
She obviously captured the umpire's notice last season, but she won the under-18s medal,
Yes,
so
yep.
yeah.
The only thing that might limit her chances of getting big votes is that she's in a team that's very strong, and you've got to do quite a bit to get noticed in a strong team like Buffett's. But I think she's done enough in a lot of the games I've seen this season already.
A bit like Jazzy Hewitt for Pint last season.
So another opportunity for Buffs here. Duggan gets tackled, gets the ball over to Hartaluni, but her kick has missed to the left and through for a behind. So Buffs just peppering the goals, really. Got the ball camped in their forward line at the moment, and as Heidi said, it's pretty hard for Wanderers to work it out of there. They just need to break the lines if they can, and an errant kick like that out of the kick-in doesn't help much, but it'll cause a stoppage, and we'll have a boundary throw-in on the outer side.
I think fatigue will start to come in it as well now, Stu, given that it's middle of the day, fourth quarter, had an injury where a player's come off and not available on the bench. It makes it really difficult.
Kylie Duggan coming off for a spell for Buffs. Tia Patterson-Dunn coming on.
So from the restart, quick kick forward. Oh, a bounce favours Buffs here. Falls into the hands of Gregory, and
she's putting on a show.
Yeah, makes no mistake from a couple of metres out. So 2 in a row to her, and she's got 3 now for the day.
So matching Mickey Roberts' 3 goals, 6 between them, Jojo Gregory. So the score now 10-10-70. 10-10-70, leading Wanderers just the 2 behinds. It's going to be a bit of a blowout in this last quarter, Heidi.
It's a real whitewash now, unfortunately, which we did pick it at the start. We knew it was probably going to blow out at some stage, but I thought Wanderers held them off for at least that first quarter. Definitely that was quite competitive, and you look at other teams that they've absolutely steamrolled over, and they're beating them by over 100 points. So really, you look at this and you think maybe it's not as much of a blowout as some other games.
Yeah, good to see Sophia Malboy in the centre. They're rallying her troops, getting around everyone and encouraging them to play out the game.
So from the restart, Gonanon wins the clearance, kicks down towards half forward. Oldhouse is there at centre half forward, gets on the end of the hand pass, and now beautiful hand pass back in board to Anderson. Now clever again through the hands.
Training drill, isn't it?
Arteluni back to Roberts. Roberts by hand back to Oldhouse. She eventually kicks long to the top of the goal square, but again, good defensive work.
Almost overused the handball there.
Bilious this time. Kicks it out of defence, and now some good work down there by Friel. She kicks around the wing, but strong defensive work down here by Parryman. She gets it over to Doherty Cole, who's tackled with the ball, shrugs the tackle, eventually gets the hand pass out, and Wanderers still working hard on the ball there, but now Buffs with some numbers, and Slewinski gets a bit of a scrubber kick forward to about 50 metres out, and now the ball comes back, and Renfrey gets a hand pass forward and a strong tackle down there.
You do not want to mess with Molly Oldhouse.
That's taking a bit to get up from that tackle.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. She's a strong girl.
Another one of those baby Buffs that came through with those premierships and has taken the step up into senior football with ease.
Yeah, she's not out of place, that's for sure. Yeah. She's a key player, a key component in this Buffalo's lineup, and it'll be a player that they'll want for the whole season.
She went through the Port Power Academy too when she was at boarding school in Adelaide, I think, which just would have been an invaluable experience.
So Taylor Hartaluni took the mark from Oldhouse's pass, and now she's coming in for the set shot. Looks like she's dragged that to the right, and it's falling short. Marks claimed down there by Palapamini, but not paid, and it's forced through for a behind once again.
Good to see the Water Boys for Buffs, Jalen Clark and Lockie McKenzie out there today. They told me I had to give him a shout out. Good to see the Premier League players coming down. Tanya Dews out there as well. So Much needed today, that water, hydration.
So Wanderers out of defence. Letitia Lloyd kicks it inside the centre square. Working onto it there is Nellie McLean, but Totham eventually picks it up, gets a hand pass out wide here looking for Khan. Khan's got plenty of opponents though, and weight of numbers one out eventually. The hand pass comes out the back. Iakono in there gets tackled with the ball, but tackled high, and she'll take the free kick. And she plays on in towards the centre corridor once again and finds Doherty cold. She plays on straight away and has a bounce, kicks inside forward 50. Hartaluni on the end of this once again takes a mark, so good work going forward again by Darwin Buffs. Hartaluni kicks long looking for Oldhouse, and Oldhouse, easy as you like, just gets her body in the right position and takes the mark overhead, and she'll kick from about 20 metres out, and distance certainly wouldn't be a problem.
No, not at all. She has got this distance easily. It's whether she's got the line.
And she certainly hasn't got the line. That's
commentator's curse.
That's the one. Sorry, Molly.
Of course, Molly's mum, Natalie, and along with Rosanna DeSantis, they were the coaches of those Buffalo's under-18s teams for a number of years that won premiership. So credit to them for, setting up such a good junior program that's reaping rewards for Buffs now.
So Wanderers this time managed to work the ball almost out to the outer wing through the hands from Chow. But again, Buffs working hard in numbers. Iakono gets a quick kick forward, and Buffs have just brought it straight back in forward 50. On the end of that one was Gregory, just couldn't hold the mark this time, and she's battling against a couple of opponents out there. Falls close to the boundary line on the outer side, but Buffs again through managed to work the ball back inside and down towards the right hand behind post, but unable to keep it in play, and it goes over the boundary line for a boundary throw in.
So 13-minute mark of the final quarter. You're watching AFL&T's coverage of the 2021-22 TIO NTFL season from TIO Stadium in Darwin.
So from the restart, Oldhouse doing the ruck work, tries to take it herself, picks up eventually, hooks the ball round towards the goal square. Gregory on the end of this gets her hands on it. She's tackled, gets a hand pass over. Wisomo's at the bottom of the pack. She gets worried out of it, but in fact she gets tackled without the ball, and so she'll take a free kick and an opportunity to kick her second goal for the day.
Fecht did the right thing there. She's getting front position every time. Just Buffs. Just so much strength and so much depth.
So Wisomo, not much of a run-up, but no problem at all. Puts it straight through the middle, and so that's 4 for the quarter now for Buffs. And they're just piling on the pressure to Wanderers and just widening that gap even more in the final quarter.
They sure are. So 14-minute mark of the final quarter. The score 11-11-77. Buffalo's leading Wanderers, just the 2 behinds.
So just waiting for players to be correctly in position before we restart here. So we're
tired legs out there, Stu.
Starting to approach the time on period.
Yep.
So players will be looking forward to that final siren. Doherty Cole in the ruck this time wins the hit out. Totham gets the hand pass out to Jeffrey. She ducks back, gets the hand pass forward. Totham's on the bottom of this one again. She's tackled this time, tries to break the tackle, gets a hand pass away, but Anderson's chopped that one off and kicks the ball inside forward 50. It's loose across half back for Wanderers now, and an opportunity for them to bring it out of defence, but there's plenty of Buffalo jumpers down there, and you would think the weight of numbers would win out, but again they're still fighting hard for the ball on the ground. Hand pass comes out eventually to Renfrey. Her kick's smothered. She's recovers first again, gets her hands on the ball. She's tackled and gets her hand pass out, and Jeffrey out of defence kicks wide towards the boundary line. It's bouncing here and picked up down there by Patterson Dunn, sorry, and it's Totham for Wanderers though, who breaks away and kicks down forward of the centre wing, but there's plenty of open space back here, and Buffs players working back, but eventually it's Wanderers who try to break away and run inside forward 50.
Oh, great kick, great mark.
Gets it into the hands there of
Well
Malboy. And they celebrate with a goal on the board. So Sophia Malboy just working hard to get in the right place forward of the ball, and some great work by Shayala Khan to win the ball at half forward and then take on the tackler really, and manage to break free inside forward 50.
Yeah, they've been unlucky not to get a goal already. I think they've had quite a few forward entries in that first half or first quarter. But it was good to see some reward for effort there, some hard running, and the skills were able to connect up nice and easily in order to score that goal. But Wanderers, it's been a tough day for them today.
Yeah, and as we said though, Sophia hasn't given up all day. She's been rallying the troops, which a good captain does, and reward for effort with the first goal there. So the score, Darwin, Buffett's 11-11-77, leading Wanderers 1-2-8.
Quick hand pass forward by Doherty Cole again, but Wanderers with numbers there, or slung in the tackle.
Lucky.
Was Lei Chow, and probably didn't properly dispose of the ball, but takes the free kick. She'll chip across here looking for Jeffrey. It bounces into her hands and she runs away now and kicks long down towards half forward, but there's not many Wanderers players there, although it's going to get all the way to Malboy, who's come out of the goal square. She hand passes across but misses the target, and now Buffs with an opportunity to clear. Again, Wanderers working hard, doing the defensive work at half forward for them, and managed to keep it in. No, they've given away the free kick, unfortunately, and Slewinski kicks out wide here. Marking contest sees Iakono try to swing her foot at the ball from on the ground. Fecht working hard again over the ball under plenty of pressure, and Doherty Cole eventually gets the kick into some space. It bounces in front of Renfrey here running onto it, but good work there by Chow, and a quick kick forward sees the ball down towards half forward for Wanderers. Now a wrestle for the ball on the ground. It spills out the back eventually, and now an opportunity for Totham. She picks up, breaks clear and runs inside forward 50, backs herself, has a bounce, keeps running, kicks towards goal. The finish is good. And it's another goal, 2 in a row for Wanderers. The game's just starting.
Coming up to the 18.5-minute mark of the last quarter with all these goals.
They needed this in the first quarter with a bit of a roll on.
But again, reward for effort. Jamila Totham, she was outstanding in the first quarter in particular. Heidi?
Yeah, she's been one of their standout players for Wanderers the whole game, really. She's been running forward and back, and she did a ruck work earlier.
Yeah.
So she's been everywhere, and it's really great to see that that's a deserving goal from a player who's given everything today.
Absolutely. So the score now, Darwin Buffett's 11-12-78, leading Wanderers 2-14 at the 19-minute mark of the final quarter.
Yeah, so both of those goals really the result of being prepared to take the play on and back yourself and run with the ball. So it's
good
terrific.
Kick through the middle by Letitia Jeffrey, which as well.
Yeah, they've been missing the penetrating kick that Buffs have. When they get it going forward, it's a 30 to 35 metre kick, whereas when Wanderers have it, it's going that 10-15 metre mark.
Jamila Totham again makes the tackle on Molly Oldhouse this time and wins the free kick. You can look at her, she looks exhausted, but she's still running and still putting herself in. And now that's
hasn't been off the ground. It's just amazing.
Fecht, another one too. Everywhere.
Yeah.
As the game finishes, it was all Darwin Buffaloes, but a little bit of excitement in the last 5 minutes, Heidi.
Yeah, and it's good to see Wanderers not giving up. They kept going and they got their 2 goals, which they thoroughly deserved in the end.
I think there's some real encouraging signs for them, and they kept battling and scored the last 2 goals of the game, as you said, and against opposition that's not quite as strong, they'll cause some concerns.
I think so. They'll be competitive when you're playing the likes of Harmston and obviously Tracy Village. They'll definitely be competitive for sure. And if we look at some of the key players here today for Buffaloes, there were a handful, but the ones that stood out for me, Taylor Harder-Looney, I thought was dynamic in the forward line. Frida Wasomo maybe didn't kick as many many goals, but certainly was showing the fitness and the level of talent was just outstanding. So she'll be one to watch for sure. Over in Gemma Icono as well in the back line. And then if we look at Wanderers, we've already mentioned obviously the two goalkeepers there, Camilla Totten and Sophia Malvoy. They were relentless today. They did not give up, and a real show of great leadership from those two players in particular. And Rhiannon Fenech, she's going to be a great player in the TFL Women's Premier League for Wanderers and a player to watch for the future.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Stu, and thank you, Heidi. It was great to be back in the box today for Indigenous round 7 of the TIO NTFL Women's Premier League. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
Oh, buffaloes never die, never die, never die. Oh, buffaloes never die, they simply fail.